Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Thursday the 23rd. Been sort of watching what's happening over the last 24 hours of this sort of frontal system here. It was quite active over northern France yesterday. It's sort of fizzled out really overnight, and it's just drifting across us with quite unstable air in here, and it's a bit difficult to predict exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, we've got spits and spots of rain out there at the moment, and little bits of a clearance looks like, but the potential for showers, possibly the isolated thunderstorm in here somewhere. There's nothing on the task, but the forecast do show that lurking around. The isobar is well spaced, so it's just a very light, slow easterly flow, really. And the metars and TAFs, well, farmers, a reasonable length, but Cav OK, sort of saying that the cloud you see is quite high. Northeasterly wind light all day, 0404 knots. It said that yesterday, but at times it was sort of 10, 12 knots on the ground. And it's giving the showers and rain tempos till sort of 4 o'clock, and then a 40% prob tempo between 11 and 4,000 meters showers and rain, broken 4,000 feet QNIMs. So hedging their bets, really. Chance of showers here, there and everywhere, and Gatwick giving a pretty similar sort of picture. Still prob 40 on the showers. Means they'll be around, but you might miss them, might get one. Upper winds, things are just driving along sort of steadily. You can see 5 to 10 knots, 130 degrees, so it's slowly driving this front across us for the day, and you can see that on the sat pic where it actually is. This is the sort of feature here. Looks like bit of a clearance here, some bright bits just here you'll see on the rainfall radar, and there's more rain over northern France just at the moment, so possibility of a clearance and then maybe some showers develop in here. So the rain at the moment, I think it's light and patchy, but there's this blob here we're just watching. We're about here, so we might see a little bit of rain for a bit this morning. I think it's not enough to stop us go and get the kit out. We'll have a look at that when the briefing finishes and get set up. We just might have to stop if this comes across us. But behind that, it looks reasonably clear. But I suspect that's where the temperature goes up. The showers and thunderstorms might start developing. So temperature-wise, about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. I think it felt fairly warm yesterday, down around 18s, 19s today. So dropped quite a lot from the previous day. Dew points are fairly high at the moment. It feels quite muggy out there. Sounding, just sort of show you these out of interest really, rather than sort of a soaring forecast. When the lines are close together like this and all going in slightly different directions, it's a bit bizarre, the sounding, but there's no chance of soaring under that. And then at 3 o'clock, it just shows it very, very unstable all the way up through here. So if you do get some heating, I think there's a chance that it can get quite unstable, quite big QNIMs in there. The actual sounding, which is the other side of the weather system, doesn't really show that. That's the air mass that's going northwest, so not a bad forecast, I suppose, once it breaks that inversion for out towards the Cotswolds and Wales, really. So it'll certainly be soarable out there. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be stuck under the weather system for most of the day. This is Top Meteor's take on it, but remember it's generated at 4 o'clock this morning, so I think it's a little bit behind what's actually happening at the moment. So you see that by 12 o'clock, they're forecasting isolated showers around here, and then clearing up in the afternoon. I think it might be a little bit earlier than that, looking at the progress of the front. Skysight, they've got it similar sort of picture, sort of 12, 1 o'clock. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm or two here. The same thing later in the afternoon, but clearing up in this area here where we are. So I think once this sort of little band goes through, we should get something out of it. Certainly be flyable. I don't think it's going to stop us flying for too long if the rain does sort of pep up a little bit, and we'll make the most of it. Okay, airspace wise, just looking at it local to us, not really a lot going on. I've not looked at a cross-country cross-section of all the bits and pieces up here. Goodwood Festival of Speed really starts today and gets going, and that will mean a lot of helicopter traffic potentially transiting past us. A lot of it actually goes through the Farnborough airspace, but there will be stuff transiting past us. Red arrows will be displaying there at various times over the next couple of days, and they're based at Farnborough, so not really an issue for us. So 17, 18 and 19 down here are the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Restricted area temporary for the red arrows. So that's 12:25 to 13:20, and you can see they're displaying on the 23rd, so they're displaying today, tomorrow, and the 26th. Those are the timings of that. And they will then be routing around. That was a lot of the places that you saw on the map where they'll be routing around, just doing flypasts, and their ops are open a little bit later than normal. So that's the main one for us folks. But this is not a cross-country day. I'm not going to cover all the other bits and pieces that are littered over here. But as I said, I think a briefing a couple of days ago that it will start to get busy this weekend with various air shows and displays going on. Okay, so operationally, we're on runway 09. We'll set up cables on the south side of the main runway, a fairly normal operation. Movements wise, still slightly confused about what's likely to happen. Potential 737 out at 11 o'clock, but I've seen another thing that says it might actually be 1 o'clock. The flight plan currently says at 11, and there's a possible 737 demo flight, no timings on it, out for a demo flight and then back, and then a 14:30 a PA31 coming in. So quite a bit going on, folks. We'll be out there. We'll just keep an eye on that. Don't suggest the timings are going to work out, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so providing it's not spitting with rain, we'll start going and get the kit out.